Hello and welcome to another episode of Pick 3 DST, where I give you 3 defenses I like and 1 defense I'm fading for Week 9 of the NFL season. Before we get into our Week 9 picks, we need to go over our accountability check in a pretty solid Week 8. Our stud defense, the Kansas City Chiefs, had 10 points, despite the fact that their offense turned the ball over 5 times, including once on their own 5-yard line. We also got 10 points from our sleeper defense, the Seattle Seahawks, and we got 8 points from our solid defense, the New York Jets. So overall, we're pretty happy with all of those picks. I did have the Detroit Lions ranked 11th, and I mentioned that their matchup against the Raiders was a little bit riskier than I think many expected, but the Lions scored 12 points and were one of the top defenses of the week, so, not all that risky after all. Before we get into my picks of the week, just a reminder that these are not my full weekly DST rankings. If you want to check those out, you can click the link below, and that'll take you to the article that I update as the week goes on. We'll start, as always, with my sleeper defense, which is the Minnesota Vikings. Consensus has them all the way down at 19th, but I have them 4th for the week. It's really a shame that injuries have ravaged this Vikings team the way they have, because they've been playing some really solid football over the last few weeks, and their defense in particular has also turned the corner of late. They currently rank 8th in explosive plays allowed, 14th in turnover rate, 14th in passes defended rate, and 15th in opponent scoring rate. So they're just outside the top 10 in a lot of metrics that I like, making them a fringe top 10 play, generally speaking. Now, they get a Falcons team that gives up the 7th most fantasy points to opposing defenses, so we really like this matchup. Falcons head coach Arthur Smith came out after the game on Sunday and said that Desmond Ridder was not benched for performance, but because he underwent concussion evaluation during the game. So there's a possibility that Ridder is back under center, and we really like that because he's turning the ball over a lot so far this season. And that giving way could really help this Minnesota Vikings defense. I really do like them as a top 10 play this week. We have to acknowledge that the Vikings do have some injuries on offense with Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins out. So the offense could put the defense in some bad situations this week, which makes this a bit of a risky play. But I do still like the Vikings this week. My solid defense of the week is the New York Giants. Consensus has them 11th, and I have them up at 5th this week. The Giants' defense has been pretty good over the last 3 weeks. They actually rank 5th in all of fantasy football, averaging 10.3 points per game. On the season, this defense is now 10th in pressure rate, 10th in opponent scoring rate, and 11th in passes defended rate. So the defense has really stepped it up lately, and I know that there's some problems on the offensive side of the ball, but that really hasn't impacted the defensive performance, and the Giants should get Daniel Jones and some offensive linemen back, which I think will make the offense better, and that will keep the defense off the field as much. The Giants also get a Las Vegas Raiders team that gives up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing defenses and looked really lost on Monday night. We're also recording this on Tuesday morning, so there's a possibility that Davante Adams gets traded later on in the day today, and if that does happen, then this Giants play is even more of a smash play. And we've also seen rumors that Josh Jacobs or Hunter Renfrow, a lot of other players, could be dealt out of Las Vegas today. If that does happen, I would think we could smash the Giants into our lineups. But even without that, I still like the Giants as a top 10 play this week, which should tell you a lot about how this week stacks up for ranking defenses. If you haven't yet, please pause this video, comment below, let me know which defense you're playing in Week 9, or ask me any start-sit questions, and I'll answer those as the week goes on. My stud defense of the week is the New Orleans Saints. Consensus has them at 2nd, and I have them up at 2nd. The Saints defense has benefited from a pretty easy schedule to start the year, but they have been performing for us. They currently rank 1st in passes defended rate, 7th in opponent scoring rate, and 12th in turnover rate. So they're a pretty solid defense, and it looks like we're going to get another week of Tyson Bagent under center for the Bears. They've mentioned that Justin Fields is improving, but he's still day-to-day, week-to-week, so we don't yet think we're going to get Fields under center in Week 9. This is a Bears offense that gives up the 3rd most fantasy points to opposing defenses. So we really like that for this Saints defense, and I expect them to be one of the top scoring defenses of the week. Now we'll end with the defense I'm fading for this week, and it's the New England Patriots. Consensus has them up at 9th, but I have them down at 19th. I know it's trendy to pick on the Washington Commanders because they give up a lot of sacks, but they made a change in their offense last week. Sam Howell got the ball out of his hands really quickly. He threw for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against a much better Eagles defense than this Patriots defense, and he took only 1 sack. I really expect them to carry that over this week against the Patriots, and so I don't think that this is as easy of a matchup as some people make it out to be. Plus, I really don't think this Patriots defense is all that good. They rank 19th in pressure rate, they rank 21st in opponent scoring rate, and they rank 29th in turnover rate. So they're not getting pressure, they're giving up points, they're not getting turnovers. There's really not a lot they're doing on defense that makes us want to play them. Plus, they're dealing with injuries to key players like Christian Gonzalez and Matthew Judon. So I really think that you should avoid putting the Patriots defense in your lineups this week. That's going to do it for week number 9. If you haven't yet, please click below to like and subscribe to get all of our fantasy football and regular football content through the rest of the season. Remember to comment below, let me know which defense you're starting this week, or ask me any start-sit questions. And you can also check the link below to get my updated full DST rankings as the week goes on. We'll check you next week for another episode of Pick 3 DST, and good luck on Sunday.